NASA unearthed a 145.44 carat rough diamond and defined it as transparent with a yellow hue. There were small graphite sulfide inclusions on the periphery, a mechanical scuff on one of the peaks, and one facet had a shallow crack. Otherwise, the Russian mining giant claimed the stone could fetch $1 million if put up for auction. Annual retail data reported on February 13th shows that the U.S. jewelry industry had a relatively good 2012, built upon ever so slowly improved economic conditions for the past 2 years. Jewelry store sales rose 5.7% to $30.797 billion, and that was the highest value since reaching $30.82 billion in 2007. But the industry has lost many independents and 2 major chains since that time, so breaking that $30 billion mark is a great achievement. Furthermore, while consumer price inflation for jewelry remains historically high, it continued to cool as the year progressed to eventually only increase 1% year on year, another indication that even accounting for the CPI, jewelry store sales were solid. A consumer splurge in December gave jewelers a boost as well. Jewelry store sales surged 11.8% to $6.3 billion that month, showing the best monthly performance since prior to the big industry crash in December 2007, when sales reached $6.5 billion. Taking the CPI into account, December sales were even stronger as jewelry price inflation fell 2.9%. Reviewing monthly sales data overall, store receipts contracted only once, that was in April, and sales were flat in August. Otherwise, stores posted gains for all of the months, with February showing the strongest increase at 19%, not taking into account a 6% jump in the CPI. In other trade-related news, jewelry exports from the U.S. jumped 12.4% in 2012 to $10.2 billion, while jewelry imports declined 1.9% to $12.1 billion. Exports of watches and clocks plunged 14% to $396 million, and watch and clock imports were flat at $4.8 billion. We knew the U.S. polished market had a tough year, but the net diamond account, showing just what stayed, was weaker than expected and plunged 21% to $3.25 billion. U.S. polished diamond imports overall dropped 10% to just under $20 billion. Exports fell only 7% to $18 billion. Rough imports account for a fraction of polished, but they fell 13%, while exports contracted 17%. However, about $202 million worth of rough diamonds stayed in the country, same as in 2011, to supply manufacturing and other purposes. Blue Nile's results this week reflected the perils of being a public company. Their results were certainly positive given industry risks, but shareholders were very disappointed in an earnings miss and a soft Christmas. Shares lost about 10% in after hours and early trading following results. While that is likely to smooth out in time, Blue Nile shares are about 32% down year on year. Fiscal year sales rose 15% to $400 million, but costs surged 18%. Income fell 26% to $8 million. The company doubled its operating cash intake and tripled its cash flow to $32 million, though. Time now to check on how precious metals prices performed this past week. For all the latest industry news, be sure to check diamonds.net and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.